C.2 Introduction to CSS. Starting from this video, we will learn the CSS technology, cascading style sheets. All right, first, let us understand this question: why we use CSS? What's the reason to use this technology? First, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. So let me briefly explain a little bit. Later, we will spend a lot of time to understand the meaning of it. First, we know it is used to represent the style of the document. An HTML document, we want to put a lot of style information with the text. But how do you put there? There are many different ways. So this technology provides a good way, a more efficient way, comparing with the old way to do it. Later we will discuss the old way and the new way. Then cascading. So second term, when you apply the styles, you may have several different ways. Later we will learn there are 3 different ways to provide style information, but 3 different ways when there is conflict. So what do you mean conflict? Conflict. To provide style for the same element, if we have more than one way, 2 or 3 different ways for the same element, how to get it resolved, right? You have 3 different ways to define style information for one particular element. How do you get the conflict resolved? Cascading rule. We have the rule, so this rule, related to some cascading fashion. We will learn that part later. So that's the meaning of this whole technology, cascading style sheets. All right. So now you understand. CSS describes the style of HTML elements to be displayed. All right. Idea. Idea. Why this technology was created? For what reason? The main idea: separate the styles from the structure of the content. So that's the main idea. Before this technology was created, then the style information and the structure information. What's the structure? HTML document structure, right? Document structure. The paragraphs, title, a lot of structure related information. And the style, you mix them. You mix that, that kind of information. But with this technology, they are separated. All right. The old way. HTML is responsible for both the styles and structure for the content. So you have one HTML document. In this document, you have many elements, right? So in those elements, at the same time, you put the style information for each element. That's the old way. So you do not separate. The new technology, the new way, you have a chance. Actually, you have some special way you can separate style out of the document. Yeah. So that's the main idea of this new technology. All right. All right. Then here first we pick external style sheets as one example. How to separate? Here you may ask me, you may wonder how to separate, right? Here we use external style sheets to explain this separation idea. Okay? External, yeah, because the CSS later we will learn three different ways, and there is external way. Yeah. Here we use that way as the example to understand the separation idea. Yeah. All right. External style sheets are stored in CSS files. Yeah. You put the style information. What is the style information? Later we will learn that detail. What is the style information? You define rules describing the style information. Yeah. So you put that information in one special text file. So we call it CSS file. Yeah. .css. Yeah. You use some name, but extension .css. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right? All right. Okay? Yeah. All right. You put all the style information in one or multiple CSS files. That's the separation. Right? That's the separation. Yeah. So you can copy those files in different folders, locations. That's the separation. Okay? All right. Yeah. What's the benefit of that? Right? You may ask why we do it in that way. What's the benefit? The advantage? Make switching styles of document easier. Switching style. If you need to switch style, for the same document, you want to use two different styles. That's possible. You will see that's possible. Okay? Yeah. Think about the same web page. We want to display it in different devices. Regular computers, mobile phones, tablets of different sizes. Think about that, right? Do you need to change the styles, right? Do you need to change some, layout, right? So think about that. Yeah. So it is pretty complicated. Yeah. With this kind of separated CSS files, you can do that easily. You can do the switch. Just the switch different style file, CSS file, different style. You can make it work easily, right? Yeah. All right. Efficiency. With this technology, you can work on the style of your HTML documents very efficiently. Why is that? Yeah. So let's continue. CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. Yeah, just what I use, different devices. Yeah, you need to do testing for different devices, right? Yeah. Then when you do testing, you use one CSS file, so you can change all the rules in one CSS file. But then you switch to a different device. Now you need to modify your rules for that particular device. Okay? Yeah. So think about in that way, for the same document, you can use multiple different CSS files to give you different layout design format. Think about that. In the old way, without CSS, think about, is that easy? In the old way, you need to, if you want to do the same thing, you need to create 3 different HTML files. Number 1, number 2, number 3, all 3 HTML files. The content the same, the difference, style different. All right. Now, with this new way, you use one same HTML file, but you use 3 different CSS files. CSS file number 1, number 2, number 3. Then you can do the same thing. Which one is more efficient? So think about that. Which way is more efficient? Right? Yeah. All right. So next, it provides better support for different devices and screen sizes. Yeah. All right. Then we try to understand why calling cascade. We try to understand cascading rule when there is some conflict among different rules for the same element. Yeah. All right. Here, there are 3 levels of style sheets. 3 levels and 3 different. So levels, because there is some higher, lower, that kind of relationship. Here, let me use a diagram to describe these 3. Yeah. Inline level, document level in the middle, and higher level external. Okay. All right. So with these 3 names, you can understand the meaning a little bit. How do we apply these CSS rules in these 3 different levels? Yeah. Later in next slide, I will explain the meaning of these 3 styles. Okay. Yeah. Here, yeah, we do not get to that details. Yeah. And document level we also call internal. So internal and inner and inline, yeah, here inline, they are different. The meaning is different. Yeah. We will see the difference in the next slide. Yeah. All right. Overriding rule. Let's talk about overriding rule. So what's the meaning of overriding rule? Yeah. So here, suppose we want to provide a style for one particular element. Okay, one particular element. All right, for this element, there is a style part we can add to it, right? All right, think about it. We add a style in 3 different places. Inline place, document level place, external place. 3 different locations, 3 different levels. And those rules are different. How do we define, how do we choose overriding rule? Okay, cascading way. Yeah, the way we use cascading way. Higher, lower, right? So cascading, with that kind of the meaning of cascading, right? Yeah. It's like this. Lower level style sheets can override higher level style sheets. All right. In particular, so we say in this way, inline rules can override document level rules or internal rules. Internal rules can override external rules. All right? Yeah. Definitely inline rules can also override internal rules, external rules. Yeah. So that's the cascading way. Yeah. All right, yeah. So then, because after we define overriding rule, we don't worry about any conflict, right? Otherwise, you may need to keep consistent. If there is a conflict, you worry. So if some problem could happen, yeah. So don't worry, no problem. There is this overriding rule you can use. Yeah. All right. More flexible in controlling styles. Yeah. So, all right. Next, we want to study these 3 levels of style sheets. So one by one. First, inline style sheets. Yeah. All right. Inline, from the meaning, you know how to apply inline style. Inline style sheets apply to the content of a single HTML element directly. Yeah. How? So let's look at the format. Yeah. Suppose you have an element with certain tag name. Yeah. Then this is the content. Yeah. How to apply the inline style rules using style attribute name. Yeah. You have to use style attribute name, yeah, equal, then inside a pair of double quotes or single quotes, inside a pair of quotes, then you can provide rule number 1. Multiple rules you can provide. Rule number 1, semicolon. Rule number 2, another semicolon. Rule number 3. If you have several, you use that way, you can provide multiple rules for the style information for the current element. Yeah. That's the inline way. So what is the document level style sheet or internal way? Yeah. Different document level, from the name you can see, yeah, you provide that information for the whole document, not inline, yeah? Not inline, for the whole document in a special location. Yeah. Document level style sheets apply to the whole body of the document, HTML document, whole body. Yeah. So what's that? Yeah. So let's look at more information. Internal styles are defined within the style element. So this time you use style element. Not style attribute. This one is style attribute. Okay. Here, style element. Where do you put the style element? Inside the head section of HTML page. Now, let's look at example. You have head section, right? Yeah, top of your HTML document. You have that section. In that one, you have chance to provide style element there. Yeah. Although you can have other elements, right? Title, several other elements. Yeah. But one of the elements, the order is not important. The order you can put anywhere. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Then you can define multiple rules. And these rules can be used for the whole document, not for one particular element. You can use all the rules defined here for the whole document. That's the inline styles. The last one, external style sheets. Yeah. All right. External style sheets can be applied to the bodies of any number of documents. Here you can see not just one for one document. Yeah. In internal one, you can only apply for one document. Okay. Yeah. If you want to apply on another document, you have to copy. Okay. Copy the same style element to a different HTML document. Yeah. All right. But external style sheets, you can apply the same CSS file on any number of documents. Yeah. All right. How to use it? Yeah. So let's look at the way to use external style files. External styles are defined within the link element inside head section of the HTML. Yeah. This time we need to use a new element called a link. The tag name link. Yeah. Let's look at example. Yeah. In the head section, you add a link element. Yeah. All right. IEL attribute name style sheet. Yeah. Then you provide the location of your CSS external file. All right. Yeah. Here in this example, CSS folder / you do not have to. You can use other path. Yeah. CSS folder / mystyle.css, the file name, your external CSS file. Here I use the mystyle.css extension. Yeah. In this way, you can connect your HTML document to some external CSS file. Okay. Then we go back to any number of documents. Suppose you have 3 different documents. HTML document 1, document 2, document 3. Then in each document, you just put this link. Okay? This link element in each of the 3 documents. Then you can apply one CSS file, but on 3 different HTML documents. That's the way we use these 3 different levels of CSS ways. All right, so let me finish our video C.2 right here.